crazy because it's raining out here. But what's up, YouTube? It's me with another vlog. I'm currently outside and it's drizzling right now. You want to be on the cam? Say hi. Eric in the cut. Yeah. And we're about to go to a mental health event. It's kind of crazy. We're about to eat ice cream after it just rained, but it's an ice cream social slash like little get together. Hold on, I'm walking. It's for the culture, for the people, getting all the connections together. Their car is smoking, so be scared when I see stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be behind the cam, so don't even worry about me doing any commentary today, guys. I'll do my best to be quiet. But enjoy the video. Bye.
So immediately upon entering the door, I was gifted with gifts and kindness. I got a lot of hugs this day. And there's a notebook in every chair for everyone to take notes on the presentation at hand. Check out these little doodles. So before we go into the segment, I do want to mention that a lot of these topics are a little sensitive at hand. So I don't want to say 18 plus, but have a mature mindset. And today's video is going to be a lengthy one, so I say buckle up, grab your snack if need be, and put some headphones in if you really want to be active in listening, because you don't want to miss some of the things that these speakers are going to say today, or even they go over your head.
This young lady is an amazing spoken word artist. She truly speaks through experience, or from experiences. I love her authenticity. That is like one of my favorite things about her. She has a few pieces that really resonate with me specifically. That kind of makes you think about doing your inner work and not just worrying about what you look like on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Miss Bay Shakur. Give it up. How y'all feeling today?
Yeah, it should be fun.
Great. Cool. Do me a favor real quick. When I say feeling good, I want y'all to say feeling great. Feeling good? Feeling great. Feeling good? Feeling great. Feeling good?
Beautiful. So I am Bay Shakur. I'm a national spoken word artist here in the city of Chicago, by the way, in Texas. That don't mean I live there. It just means y'all gonna hear a little twang on my word here and there. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Bay Shakur. I'm really excited to be here. I needed it more than I thought. With just full transparency, like we said earlier, not always pretend like everything is okay. This month has been me in a grieving process, as well as battling some things back with mental health that I thought I conquered, right? But it's a journey, not a destination.
Sure.
So, this being here, my art has always been, I'd like to tell people, it saved my life. So being here, being able to perform when I'm not at my highest moment is really therapeutic for me. So I'm gonna be going over with y'all real quick. That cool? Yeah. Cool. Alright, so I am a survivor of sexual assault. It's something I like to bring awareness to because it is a tribute to a lot of the stuff that I struggle with mentally, with mental health. And one of those things that I learned is that I dissociate. And the way I did that was mermaids. Does anybody in here like mythical creatures? Mm-hmm. Yeah, people look at me like I'm crazy when I say I'm a mermaid, but the reason is because I always view them as a sign of strength. It's a way that I dissociated when I was younger, and now it's like I look at them and I see full body autonomy for myself. Something that no one can take away from me that way. And I remember in the 3rd grade, the teacher asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. Boys always said something along the lines of policeman, astronaut, race car driver. Girls wanted to be ballerinas, and me, I said a mermaid. She replied, "You mean marine biologist?" And I said, "No, a mermaid with tails, gills, and fins, able to dive and create paradise under the water and swim with dolphins. I mean, I've already mastered the human, which means I'm practically halfway there, mermaids." Mermaids have no predators. And I only have homework, sweets, and my father, Miss Teacher. I have locked myself in the room to drown out the sound of violence. Transported myself around the world from Jamaica to the Congo, swam in the Nile. This I have learned. Mermaids and I have a list of things in common. 1, we both love fish. 2, we need water to survive. 3, we have hands and arms. 4, our eyes are just in the dark. And 5, our existence is a backhanded compliment to our users. Mermaids can shape-shift, turn from fish to human and back again, and I can do the same trick too, just more life-threatening. Don't you see the way these bruised limbs shape to create a working poncho to cover myself? That's why I can't change back. These scars just don't make good water-resistant material. Mermaids are thought to be a figment of imagination, rooted in unexplained scientific discovery, just like how he mixed the myth of happiness and acceptance with my abuse. See the way he taught me to hunt like them, to seek bodies out with my fists, pierce them with my words, and swallow, pay whole what's not a good predator, if not to teach you how to survive. 6. Mermaids are thought to be the villain in the story. An evil being come to shake up what we're known to used to. 6. I was told I was the villain. An evil being come to shake up the family dynamic with a tongue of silver spewing lies. I guess I was never properly taught to use my siren song, because if I was, then maybe I wouldn't get so tongue-tied when pleading my innocent 7. And facing the aftermath of my attack, I was told that I should not be seeking help, that the guilty don't deserve help, and no one cries when the villain falls. And I can't help but to wonder if in the depths, when a mermaid is attacked, do they too suffer in silence, or is their attacker also crowned a hero? What if Mami Wata never sought revenge, never went to the riverside in the first place? What if Yimuya ignored the suffering of her children, stuffed her ears with sea foam to drown out the sounds of their cries? What if I didn't need this weapon of survival? Would I too then be able to shift? Stop using the unseen as my defense and swimming in denial? 8. I hear that most fish can adapt to their surroundings, evolve out of prey and into predator, and I wonder if I can't do that too, become a mermaid, no bump that, I've been 1-9, evolve out of prey and interfere, take the net you tried to use to keep me silent and rip it, siren song you into my grasp to show you why mermaids are so revered. 9 or 10. It is said that they do not fear where there is no sun. For the darkness they have learned to rise from, the depths that they come through, and that is what will make me so very dangerous. So with facing all of that, I've learned to seek therapy. It's always in the form of artistry for me, but it brought up some other issues in myself. I won't say issues, but some other things that I want to conquer. One of those being body image issues. So I struggle with body dysmorphia. Is anybody familiar with body dysmorphia? All right, for those of you who don't know what it is a mental state where you obsess over a perceived flaw in your appearance. It's normally associated with bulimia and anorexia, but for me it was excessive exercise. So I pushed myself to working out until I was hurting myself, passing out, just to get this image that I praise so much, just to learn to be comfortable with my skin. And I have a baby girl now, and I want to teach her to love herself entirely, but I have to start with myself first. I killed the monster only to become one. Converted my torso into sheets to cover my insecurities. I spread myself so thin they became a whisper. Cast my thoughts into fangs and swallowed. Broken glass disapproval I exercised till it burned. Till my ribcage opened up and took flight, I became a Houdini, making hunger disappear in front of a full plate and scene. A monster has no appetite when functioning in the parameters of dysmorphia. Self-loathing is feeling enough. It is keeping your body image trapped in a funhouse mirror, kidnapped in your thoughts. Stop homing yourself into contentment. You need to lose a little bit more of this vessel you call the body is being willing. Raise a blade, yourself a smile, so you could pass the happy that is hiding in the smoke. And lifting the veil of shell-like confidence only to reveal the mortality behind it. I once battled with it, tooth and nail, fought to see things differently. I tore to arm and inscribed my wounds I embedded teardrop crystals and laced it with guilt after all. What place have I to meet such a beast? 3 years in the shadow, returned a second time to claim its victory. I killed the monster, only to immortalize its tactics, begin to consume myself the same way, turn joy into sorrow, pin-spun and danced around the truth. I don't see myself that way. And this reflection was started long before he ever came along. And at night I often find myself counting the pounds to sleep, seeing how long it takes to fall out of comfortability, to choke on body mass index and metabolize the reality of my thoughts while I disappear into diagnosis. But in the day I dream of acceptance, of apologies I'll never get to say to the girl I once was. I'm sorry for creating more room for doubt than for care, for being the devil on your shoulder, taunting those outfits to the back of the closet, trading meals for Snickers, hate drawing, courting your appetite to vapor, and conditioning you to eat parts of yourself, till you bleed six packs and sweat muscle. I apologize.
Come on, baby.
Feels bad telling you there wasn't enough space for security, and pushing you into waist trainers and fitness plans, that being under 150 is synonymous with happiness, but mostly I apologize for telling you it's too much and still not enough. This is for anybody who's ever looked at the reflection through cracked glass bottles of insecurities, found the unease too comfortable to fall into, giving views distorted, see comparing themselves to comic book bodies and anime figures. This is for anybody who's given eyes bigger than stomachs and measuring worth when numbers on scales. Have mercy on yourself. Show yourself the kindness you otherwise give out, and I know it's gonna take more than 180 seconds, more than a couple songs about body image and pageant culture, truth be told. I haven't found my way out of this piece yet either, but I've learned that these bars I may find myself trapped behind are nothing more than a cocoon I need to break myself out of, and when I do, these wings will be something to behold. Thank you.
All right, everybody clap it up for Miss Keisha.
Good afternoon, y'all. How y'all doing? Can we just take a collective breath, deep breath in and out? On the count of 3, you're just gonna breathe in, and then on count of 3, breathe out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's some heavy stuff being said.
Yeah.
Some heavy stuff. The 2 poets, you almost hit me in tears. So my name is Keisha Matthew. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a therapist. I'm an emotional intelligence coach. Ask me about that later if you like. And I'm an activist. I'm very passionate about my community. Everything people say, I'm like, yes. I grew up in Inglewood. I grew up all over this city. My mom was like a hippie. We moved all over. And what I'm here to do today is help you to learn about your inner child or connect with it. This is dedicated to you, my love, because listening to your poem had me think about all of the young women, the young men that I've worked with. I'm a former WOW counselor. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. Yeah? Okay, yeah. So I was a counselor for young women for about 7 years. I just resigned yesterday to go deep into my private practice and serve more of my community. Thank you. Serve every age, every family dynamic that I can reach, because I know I was born to be a healer. So that's why I'm here on this earth. I've been through a whole lot. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through, right? So I felt very deeply what people were saying. So if you could trust this process, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. If you are not comfortable closing your eyes, you can softly gaze at the floor, okay? But I want you to do what makes you feel comfortable, okay? I'm going to take you on a journey back to your childhood home. And I want you, with every visualization that you have, vision that you have of your past. I want you to continue to take deep breaths in and out to keep yourself grounded. And remember that this is an exercise to not only help you to heal that part of you that is your foundation, how you perceive the world, how you perceive others, and even how you perceive yourself. All right? Do you trust this process? I will not lead you astray. Okay? So I want you to take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to visualize your childhood home. I want you to see this house as if you are standing in front of it. House, apartment, we're going to call it house, right? Because that's what we do. Okay, where you live at is a house. When you see this house, I want you to put your hand on your heart so I know that you're there and you see that childhood home that you grew up in. Now I want you to walk into that house and go to the room that you slept in, your bedroom, maybe you shared it with a relative, but I want you to go there. And when you are there, I want you to pat your heart softly. I know that you're there. Now I want you to think about any point in your childhood. It doesn't matter what age you decide to choose. I want you to go back to that person, that little girl, that little boy. And when you see her or him, I want you to gently pat your chest so you know you made it there. You see her or him. Now I want you to think about what it was like to grow up in this house. How did you feel? Did you feel seen? Were you listened to? Did somebody say, I love you? Did someone say, you're beautiful, look at that beautiful skin tone. Look at your hair. Look at how smart you are. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you, baby. You're doing so good. You are our ancestors' wildest dreams. If that was not your experience, I want you to just give yourself a hug right now. As if you are back there and you are able to give your little self a hug. So she or he can know that you made it. All the stuff you've been through in that house, all the stuff you encountered, you are okay now. Embrace yourself. Connect with her or him. And as you are sitting there with your little self, and you are hugging him or her, I want you to tell him or her what you either heard that you loved so much to hear, what you needed so much to hear at that time in your life. I want you to softly say it in your mind, okay? So everybody can have their own individual experience. Tell him or her what you grew up hearing, that you really loved and you needed to hear that. Now, you grew up and you didn't get a chance to hear what was important, what you needed to hear, that you are still in pain about that you did not hear because, whoever took care of you, it wasn't nurtured. They wasn't loved. They had battles. They had their own demons. And they projected their pain onto you. I want you to continue to embrace yourself. Embrace that little girl or boy. And remind them that they're protected. Tell him or her right now, in your mind, what they needed to hear, but they never got to hear. telling him or her what they needed to hear, that they never got to hear, and they deserve to have heard it. Now I want you to take a deep breath in and out. And look at him or her in their eyes. Look at him or her and tell them what work you still know you need to work on. That you will not fail yourself anymore. You will not deny it. You will not act like you're good, nothing's wrong. But you're going to look them in their eyes and you're going to tell them what you know you need to work on. What you are currently battling, you will overcome it. Because it's dedicated to them. You will not fail them. No longer will you act like everything is good. Because you owe them. They got you out of a whole lot of mess. They went through so much with no understanding of life. But they made it. Because you are a representation of them. You made it. So look them in their eyes. And tell them what you're going to work on, what you're going to commit to. Take a deep breath in and out. Now that you have sealed this promise to them, give them another hug. A hug that reminds them that you're going to return back to present day, but they're always with you. You're going to visit them whenever you feel down, whenever you feel scared, angry, when you start having flashbacks. You're going to remember to come back to them and hug them and remind them, I'm working on this. I'm working on this for you. You deserve this. We deserve this. We are not victims. We are survivors. We made it out of this damn house. We made it out of everybody else's pain and issues that they put onto you, and you didn't deserve that. You're going to come back and visit them, check in, embrace them, write to them, sing to them. Now that you have committed to that, and you will be back, I want you to take a deep breath in and out. Now, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think about the affirmation that you want to write down to remind yourself of this moment so you stay committed. And you don't end up like all the other adults that promised you something that never kept their promise. You're not going to do that. You're not going to deceive yourself, betray yourself. Start the 30 seconds now so you can think about that affirmation. Remember to keep breathing so you stay grounded. Intentionally breathing. I want you to return back, softly opening your eyes. Remembering the journey that you just took. Remembering that beautiful little brown self of yours. I want you to take this moment to write down that affirmation. Write down that affirmation affirmation that you are going to repeat to them whenever you feel down, whenever you feel triggered, whenever you feel like giving up. You're going to remember this affirmation. And excuse me if I'm assuming you know what an affirmation is. Right? Everybody good? Yes, good. I believe everybody knows everybody constantly saying, but I want you to write that down. Read a lot too, so not to stop those when they flow. I just want to make sure I respect the time. So, inner child work, that's what that was, inner child work. Your inner child is your unconscious mind, the one that collects all the memories, experiences, traumas that you experienced when your brain could not conceptualize all this complexity about life, right? You're this innocent baby, this innocent child. Now I can say, if you're under 18, you're a child, you're a baby to me. No disrespect, I work with teens. I always like to look at them as babies that never got nurtured. I work with adults that also always go back to that feeling because they needed love, they needed nurturing, right? We are from a people that was forced to be here, forced to not feel our feelings, be children, having to just grow up fast. And we still do that today. But we act like just because you get out of breast of a period, you grown, you do this, take care of these kids. And it's like some kids never get nurtured because it's just the simple line of like responsibilities. Some people really need a hug. They need to be told, you are special, I love you, oh my God, that was amazing. You did these dishes without me asking you? Thank you. Everybody needs to hear that, right? Need those little bits of affirmation to know that they're being seen, they're heard, they're not just some person there to take care of things. They're an actual human. We perpetuate a lot of stuff that happened to us or to our children. And then we wonder why they act like, they don't see you as an elder. Because we don't give them time to be a child, to grow, and to feel their feelings. To be able to express that. That's so critical. That is most of the work that I'm doing is healing people's inner child work. Men, women, elderly, young. I know it's a sign from God, like this is some work that needs to be done. I needed it, and it transformed my understanding of myself. So I hope that you take this opportunity to write a letter to your inner child, a love letter saying all the things that you wish that someone would have said, but you're going to say it to them now. And when you go to sleep, talk to your inner child. You're like, hey, Kiki, today was a lot. I'm so grateful for you because everything you went through got me here. Yes, you were a baby, you were a child, but wow, you went through so much. And you made it through. Thank you. Because I am who I am because of what you did. When you didn't even know what the hell was going on. Excuse my language, excuse me. Like, you are amazing. Nobody ever told you that. You here, you made it through all that. You didn't give up. And yeah, I know that statistic very well. I know some young people that said, I can't do this. And they left. They out. But you're here. You're still staying here. You're still here. You're still fighting. You know how special you are? If no one ever told you that today, you are amazing. Because we are some strong people. And you know what? That word sometimes is a trigger for me, honestly, because of sometimes people think they don't see our humanity. They think we're machines. So when I say that to you, I don't want you to think that, but I want you to realize how resilient and loved and special you are, and you have a purpose in this world. So thank you for letting me walk you through that. Thank you for trusting me. Please do not stop showing your inner child love and support. Even if he was unmothered, unfathered, unparented, please take care of yourself, love yourself, do the work. You gotta do it. Okay, thank you.
Is we hide from what we're actually feeling. So there's like a term, how many people heard like microaggressions?
Yes.
And so sometimes you may react very violently or a little unorthodox to something that may otherwise be pretty small. Like you go to the store and they out of, you know, what's the hot chips that I like? Hot crunchy curls. And then you just blow up. Like, they out of hot crunchy curls again, I'm sick of this. I don't know. And you're like, oh, just settle down some bag of chips. Just breathe. That's an aggression you feel that has nothing to do with the actual thing. My mother used to say, if we have an argument about seasoning salt, what they got to do with me being ugly? And she used to always talk about that, like how we would shift the narrative based on something else that we were feeling. You ever see somebody get into a fight and the way they beating you, that's like, you giving me somebody else beating. What I did to you was not this serious. And so sometimes that happens and we blow up on the wrong people. Somebody at work make you mad, you give them all the arguments you've been trying to have with other people all your life in this one moment. And one of the things for me that I had to learn was that I remember one time I was going through a really ugly time in my life. There was so much happening that was really bad, and I found myself tearing up involuntarily. Like involuntary crying. And it wasn't even like just a single tear. It was the ugly cry. It was the Viola Davis, I've been standing here with you all these years type of tears. I mean, I was getting it out. And I didn't even understand why all this was coming out of me. But it was coming, and I couldn't stop it. And I got so frustrated with myself trying to understand why I could not control this crying. And I started to wonder why my whole life I've been told not to cry. This alpha male mentality has surrounded me and it's kept my pupils dry. I've even watched some of my people die. And I battled with my conscience, and I had internal arguments. If any water would hit my eyes and y'all still hurt inside, but you know pride, it will make you lie. I can remember hearing the wails of my own hurt mother, but my own tears I could never discover. I guess you could say bounty sheets must have been slipped under my eye sockets and kept them covered, because if any water leaked out, my pride would be there like the quicker, picker, upper, and I recover by standing tall. I be flexing and all, can't let my stature fall. Water gotta bounce off this wall. I've watched my brothers get buried, and I know kings to this day who wouldn't even tear up. Like God didn't give them tear ducts. Like he somehow slipped up when he constructed us. This crushed us, broken us, malfunctioning us. I've heard conversations with men be like, hey king, slow up. Let me help you to grow up. So what? You say you hurting, and now you crying? For what purpose? You got water, work's working, it's better if they never surface. Keep the pain to yourself. Ain't you a man? Can't you stand? Be strong for your fam? Then you better learn to hold the water back like damn. No, damn, say hold water back. But I can only be as strong as I am. Chris, are you strong? I am. Then you better not cry, brother. I know it hurts. But if you're a real man, you gotta remember your worth. But that thinking makes it worse, because now I have to find myself questioning their words like, but I thought God watered the earth to make the fruitage grow, allowing the first sprouts to show. Or no, my brothers stay tough. Meanwhile, they in the streets getting hit with the hardest hits. You wanna know why that man looks so hard? Because that's a face he ain't watered yet. He would let his skin crack before he lets the water in. But what have you ever seen grow in life without consistent watering? I am imploring my brothers, you better start finding a purpose in your eyes. And not just for seeing or for blinking or for closing when you're sleeping. My brothers will swear on a stack of Bibles they love Jesus, but they will not imitate his weeping. It's like they think God is a weakling. And your manhood will be weakened if you allowed yourself to cry just for one weekend. But what are you really thinking? There's no healing power in tears. That because you're a real man, you can't reveal what you feel when that pain comes near. That you're somehow stronger for prolonging your moment of expression. You don't see being able to cry as a blessing. Have you ever heard a father threaten his son for crying if he gets hurt? Yelling and telling his son that if he cries, he's going to hit him. So now his son has to grow up being a victim for having feelings. But imagine a world where our young kids could actually reveal what they're feeling. And when they see the tears you're spilling, you could help heal them. Have them no longer believe in having feelings would kill them, because that thinking is so absent of God. Who you're telling them to be ain't even the real them. We have to stop teaching our sons that tears are venom, because that thinking even impacts the way they treat women. See, we all be in these rooms talking about healing, but healing can only begin once you acknowledge the hurt feeling. You gotta release all those toxins and let go of all that nonsense that's been fed to your subconscious, because it's only created enmity. Your fake manhood has become your enemy. You're just pretending to be. I guess that's why they call it masculinity. It is time for a change, not more of the same. Our kings need to heal, and that crown will only fit better when you're sane. And although it sounds insane to use tears as a way to release your pain, you have to remember that when God promised us that beautiful bow, he said it will only show after the rain. Go ahead and cry, King. That's that first point. Yeah. You are already impregnated with your purpose. Sister, wait until you see what you birth. Wait until you get introduced to your worth. Don't you know that your womb, it holds the entire earth? Your womb holds earth. It is okay to love on others. But baby, you better say some of that love for you too. Nobody needs you. Express it. And I grew up as a very expressive kid. I was like Messiah. Right? Like Messiah earlier with him crying, that was me at like 11. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a heavy feeler. And even now you all can probably tell in the way I write that I'm a very emotional man. Like I'm very highly emotionally intelligent. I'm comfortable with it. I don't hide from it. But I was that always. But around 13, 14, as I started to become a teenager, a lot of that got snuffed out because I did come from the hood. And I watched a lot of the people I grew up with get killed. I saw my first murder when I was 10. I lost cousins at 17. Some of my best friends I grew up with went to jail, got killed. And so I started to develop this like really tough exterior, and the things that used to impact me didn't impact me. And unless you know me personally, you'd have no idea the things I've been through and had to experience in this life. But it got really heavy. And so my nurturing was, if I'm a man, I can't break down and I can't show anybody how sad I am. Some of the nurturing I saw in the women in my life, though, was a little different. And the nurturing that they got was, do everything you can to look good, even if you don't feel good. I watched my mother, despite all the things that she went through, the fact that she didn't address some of her mental illnesses that she had, I watched her always dressed the part. My mom was one of the best dressed women I've ever met. She still is to this day. It's fancy, looks good. She on a walk and she still be trying to wear her heels. It's like 2 inches, and she be doing her thing, But that was what her nurturing was. Like, just look good, Ginger. Look good, no matter what. And she would never take the time for herself, because she kept telling herself, like, oh no, everybody needs me. My kids need me. But the truth of the matter is, we would have been better off if Mama took some time for herself, because she could be in the best position to help us after that. And so this poem is dedicated to the women in the room who know they need to take out more time for themselves, and they still don't. So after y'all hear this poem, I need y'all to promise you're gonna take out some time for yourself. Right? Danielle said earlier, I thought this was really good. She talked about some ways for self-care, showing yourself appreciation. And sometimes that's not just getting your hair and your nails done. That's usually for other people, because they're going to give you compliments. They're going to tell you look nice. But what are the things you do for that inner work for you? Really taking time out for yourself. And this is actually one of them, sitting in the room talking about mental health. I know nobody's like, my Saturday morning will be all about like mental health. Like, that's not what we like really get excited about. But that is a way to show ourselves some appreciation though. Right? Can we take out some time, sisters, just to talk? Now, I'm not saying that you're all talk, but you have been taught the power of your thoughts. The powerful results that come from listening to that quiet talk inside. Now, this is something aside that's just tossed aside. I'll be noticing how y'all be out here saying all the right things. Self-love this and positive vibes that, but I just gotta ask, when was the last time that you actually had that? Sister, when was the last time that you leveled up and kept your levels up? Let yourself be led to love and still left enough for yourself to love. Are you saying what you mean, queen? Or have you just become the Facebook meme queen? The pretend things are good by any means, queen, or do you actually live by these things, queen? Now, I can't play judge to you. Trust me, I get no satisfaction from judging you, but I notice how you always seem to stretch yourself for others, but nobody ever seems to adjust for you. And maybe it's just in you to never check on you or to pass out to everybody else what you know is addressed for you. And this is just my view. Maybe my perspective is just skewed, so I'm asking you to clear it up. Because you don't seem to be cheered up enough, and I know that you deserve that. I really think you just need to get your nerve back. I know you've already heard that, but the real question is, where are the actions behind your words at? Nobody should ever commit the crime of trying to take what God has aligned to you. But sister, you can't keep passing out the greatness that God assigned to you. Standing in your purpose is where your... Let me calm myself down. Standing in your purpose is where your peace lives in truth. The people around you are getting bigger while you're shrinking because they are all eating off pieces of you. That cannot be pleasing to you. Say that one more time. The people around you are getting bigger. They getting LLCs. They booking flights and not feelings. The people around you getting bigger, or you feel yourself shrinking because they all eating pieces of you. That cannot be pleasing to you. I'm only asking you to take some time. Stop thinking folks have the right to steal your light just so they can shine. Stop thinking folks have the right to steal your light so they can shine. You are beautiful in the dark. You glow in the daytime. Imagine what's going to happen when you finally take some time to put yourself and your mental health first. You are already impregnated with your purpose. Sister, wait until you see what you birth. I'll pause for a second. Think about for a moment all the things you were able to create when you were at your lowest self. The baby still ate, didn't they? You still went to work, you still got that paycheck, you still somehow found a way to pay the light bill and the gas bill. I don't do that when I'm low, I don't pay nobody, but y'all did. Y'all paid them bills. At your lowest moments, some of y'all, like, I use this as a joke all the time, but it's true. When women break up and they have like bad breakups, usually they go to school and go get them a degree. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Black women stay so educated because the minute they mad at somebody, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a doctorate. And that's gonna fix you. It's like, wait, hold on. The payback for the breakup is you educate, you a doctor now I gotta call you doctor, right? But that's what we're gonna do. So the question, the reality is, you glow in the daytime. You glow in the daytime. And you are already impregnated with your purpose. Sister, wait until you see what you birth. Wait until you get introduced to your worth. Don't you know that your womb, it holds the entire earth? Your womb holds earth. It is okay to love on others. But baby, you better say some of that love for you too. Nobody needs you more than you do. And you cannot keep loving on energy while it's out here abusing you. I only want to speak truth to you. There is so much truth in you, but you gotta be true to you. You can't be on time for everybody else and then show up truant for you. Self-love is the start love, but now we gotta understand the meaning. The next time you say your affirmations, I'm gonna need you to speak it like you mean it. Your divine power cannot wait for you to meet it. It is time for you to receive what you know and believe God has designed for you. You're out here looking at the clock, and really all you need to know is that right now, it's time for you. Thank you all so much. My name is Eros Poet. I appreciate you all for listening to me.
I'm just saying, today was very, very fulfilling, emotionally, spiritually, which overall impacts our physical too. To Asha and Ro, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to navigate this space with us. And for trusting me. But I'm gonna leave off with one last quote. I know I was doing it earlier, but the last quote is something that I have to remind myself constantly, especially being in these spaces. I need you all to repeat with me. You are enough, just as you are. One more time. You are. A little bit loud. I need y'all to feel it. I'm saying this.
That's right.
You are enough, just as you are. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. I love and appreciate you both. Thank you for everyone who participated, who took some moments. Messiah, thank you too. For every speaker, for every therapist that came up, you are greatly, greatly appreciated.
Again, my name is Asha and Tim. I'm the founder and executive director of the Chrysalis program, primarily a youth organization that teaches mental health through creative arts, and we also teach life skills. We do have a summer camp coming up. We do have Saturday sessions throughout the fall and spring semesters. We do have a retreat coming up. So basically what we do is create safe spaces like this to share how we're feeling, to listen to the kids, to like treat them like people and not like accessories. Summer camp is just a concentrated version of what we do on Saturdays. So we have creative arts Mondays, we do life skill Tuesdays, wellness Wednesdays, we do nature Thursdays and field trip Fridays. And so that is from July 1st to August 2nd. And then we have a retreat at Camp Sullivan in Oak Park. I can't remember, whichever one is by like Orland Park, whatever one it is. Camp Sullivan, Google that. That's where we will be and that weekend. And that weekend is just also a weekend of kind of like connecting with nature, connecting with each other, and then like unplugging, like Roshia was saying, from social media and from video games and all screens, and just like being present with ourselves and learning things and growing in a bunch of fun activities. So that's another good thing to sign up for. I'm just grateful to have everybody who was in the room, like everybody adds something. Everybody here is important. Everybody here can give something and can receive something. You all have value. And I just want to thank you for coming out to our space and being a part of this. And so when we do it again, make sure you invite your friends and your family members, because I feel like we all need this. Everybody needs a safe space to like be present and feel whatever God needs them to feel in that moment. And sometimes we're not still and quiet enough to receive that. And so thank you for being that. Thank you for being open to like experiencing that with me here. So that's all I have. Thank you guys for coming.
It takes a village and it starts with the community. So,
We're gonna keep this going. positivity and peace, baby. Bye.